In this video, I'm going to give you everything you need to know about how much your pastor should actually be making. And the answer may be way more complicated than you think. Pastor pay remains one of the hottest topics in the small world of church finance. And for good reason. Churches could be split, with half the members thinking that they pay the pastor too much and the other half thinking not enough. But if those members speak up and they ask, how did we arrive at that number? Can your church leadership provide a clear answer? They need to, but they might not be able to. So in this short video, I'm going to lay out all of the considerations that should go into making that decision so that churches can have confidence in how much they're paying their pastor and how they can defend that number. The first question that your church should be asking is, what do we want for our pastors? These are the easy ones. First up, do we want our pastor to keep up with the cost of living rate for our specific area? If you don't have a general idea of this number, you should look it up because it's important in this discussion. Pastors in the Bay Area have a higher cost of living than, say, pastors in Louisville, Kentucky, and it affects everything. Higher gas prices, higher housing costs, higher menu prices, higher grocery costs, education, everything. To maintain the same quality of lifestyle in the Bay Area, that pastor needs to make more than the Kentucky pastor. There's also a larger macroeconomic point to be made in this discussion in regards to inflation. Without diving too deep into that, simply this cost of living rate does not stay stagnant year to year, hardly even month to month. But this should be a regular discussion that you should be having in regards to your church and your church's staff, as our cost of living is constantly changing. Secondly, do we want our pastors to be able to save money? Should our pastors be able to provide and contribute to the care of their family? Should our pastors even be able to retire at a reasonable age? Do we want our pastors to be able to have the opportunity for insurance? How about furthering their education? How about other benefits? These questions are really important to ask, but especially at the front end, as they're going to frame the rest of our discussion. Now let's get into some more substantial areas. Secondly, what do we want from our pastors? AKA, what's their job description? What are our pastors going to be doing? Let's assume they're going to take up the majority of our teaching and preaching responsibilities, but that's just once, maybe twice a week. What are they doing for the rest of the week? Does this pastor take the lead on our counseling ministries for our members? How many hospital visits is our pastor going to make? What about unplanned crisis management? Does your church host a lot of weddings? What about funerals? Man, that's a lot of travel. Oh, and they have to squeeze in time for that teaching we talked about, remember? Maybe the pastor that you want to hire is being brought on for some kind of vision casting or a leadership role. How involved is this pastor in developing and executing the church's vision for the next 5 years, 10 years? Here's a big one. What about the size of the church staff? How involved is this pastor going to be day to day in the management and the oversight of this church staff? Are we talking about a staff of 3 members, or are we talking about a staff of 25? How many committees or leadership teams do we expect the pastor to meet with? There's the finance team, the deacons, the oversight team, long-range planning team, and on and on. What other jobs are similar to this role that we are trying to hire for? Are we trying to hire a high school teacher, or are we trying to hire a principal? Are we trying to hire a project manager, or are we trying to hire an executive director? Lastly, you should be asking, what do we have to offer our pastor? Think of this as the bridge between our first group of questions and our second, aka what's our budget for this role? We may want a teaching pastor who heads up the vision planning and the counseling and the staff management, but we may only have $30,000 in our budget. Then you're probably not in the market for this executive director. You're probably more in the market for a bivocational pastor who can spend 10 to 20 hours a week focusing on 1 or maybe 2 of those areas that you are looking to fill. Lifeway has some excellent data to see how much pastors make, and you can filter it down for a number of different factors, say the state of residence, the job title, job description, attendance numbers, and etc. Thirdly, what kind of benefits do you have to offer? Does your church offer a benefits package to its staff members, including retirement contribution, health insurances? What about dental and vision, a PTO plan? And lastly, maybe your church has other benefits that it can provide for this pastor, such as housing arrangements. If your church has a parsonage, then you can offer a lower salary without offering a lower total package. These are the three big questions that I want every church to ask themselves before they sit down with their next pastoral candidate, because they help you make the best and most well-informed decision for your church. And if you want more videos like this one that give you financial strategies, that give you confidence and clarity with your church's financial resources, we drop a video every Tuesday. So if you hit subscribe, then you tell YouTube that you like this content and you want to see more of it. We'll see you in the next one.